into a closet and being locked in by a confused Parker. Chapter 5. The Laughing Gas Incident. The tension between the captain and the crew reached a boiling point when Binghamton decided to convene a fitness board to have Ensign Parker broken down to a seaman's second class. He torpedoed a garbage scout. Binghamton screamed. He said he thought it was a nip-sub camouflage with potato peels. "It looked very suspicious, sir," Parker cried. McHale knew he had to act. The crew stole a tank of nitrous oxide, laughing gas, from the dental clinic. "The plan is simple," McHale explained. "We pump the gas into Binghamton's office. He'll get so hysterical he'll cancel the hearing." They rigged the tank to the window. As Binghamton sat with Carpenter, discussing Parker's doom, the gas began to hiss. "You're finished, Parker." Binghamton laughed. You're actually quite a funny fellow, aren't you?" "Sir?" Carpenter asked, his own voice sounding light. "Carpenter." Binghamton roared with laughter. "Look at your fat little legs. They're like little sausages. Ha ha ha." "He's under," McHale whispered from outside. "Now, go in there, Parker." Parker walked in. "Captain, about that fitness board." "Forget it, Chucky-Wucky." Binghamton giggled, pinching Parker's cheek. "I love you. I love everybody. Send a message to Conflict. Cancel the board. Tell them Parker is a hero, a genius, a dead-eye shot." But the gas wore off just as Admiral Shoemaker arrived to conduct the hearing. "Binghamton," Shoemaker barked, "what is this I hear about a cancellation?" Binghamton, now sober and angry, looked confused. "I never canceled it. I want this man broken." Suddenly, a Nip Zero appeared on the horizon, diving for the base. While everyone else scrambled for cover, Parker, still slightly buzzed on a lingering gas, stood out in the open, laughing. "Look at the little plane." Parker giggled. He hopped onto a machine gun and, without even aiming, let out a burst. Boom! The Zero exploded midair. Shoemaker stared in awe. "Magnificent! The man stands in the face of death and laughs. He's a combat genius." But he was high on. Binghamton started. "Quiet, Binghamton." Shoemaker snapped. "Parker, you're a credit to the Navy. Hearing canceled." Binghamton fainted. Chapter 6. Sydney and the Stolen Wealth. Then came the affair of Sydney, the alligator. Sydney was a friendly reptile that the crew had adopted as a mascot. Binghamton, in a desperate attempt to trap the crew, had marked $900 in brand new $100 bills and placed them in his wallet, which he accidentally dropped near the 73 boat. "The rats will take the bait," Binghamton told Carpenter. And then, wham, brig time. But Sydney, the alligator, found the wallet first, and Sydney liked the taste of leather. "Skipper," Parker screamed, running into the shack. Sydney ate the captain. "What?" McHale shouted. "I found Sydney with the captain's ID card in his mouth. That's all that's left of him." The crew began to celebrate. Hip, hip, hooray for Sydney. But Binghamton appeared, very much alive and very much enraged. "Where's my wallet? You thieves! You stole $900. "Sir," McHale said, "the alligator stole it. Sydney, he's in the shack." "An alligator? Do you think I'm a fool?" "Parker, you're under arrest for grand larceny." The court-martial was a circus. Parker acted as his own defense attorney. "I object," Parker shouted. "On what grounds?" the judge asked. "Temporary insanity. The alligator who stole the wallet was crazy about my mother's peanut butter." "Order!" the judge roared. Just then, McHale and the crew burst into the courtroom, dragging a very reluctant Sydney. "Your Honor," McHale shouted, "behold the witness." Sydney crawled toward the judge's bench. Gruber held out a peanut butter sandwich. "Come on, Sydney. Spit it out." Sidney opened his mouth, and out popped the soggy leather wallet. "Aha!" Parker shouted. "Exhibit A! And look, sir, the bills are marked with the serial numbers Carpenter was taking down." The judge looked at Binghamton. "Captain, did you mark these bills to trap your own officers?" "Well, it was a tactical exercise." "Case dismissed," the judge ruled. "And Binghamton, stop bringing livestock into my courtroom." Chapter 7, The Ghost of Point 13. In a final, desperate attempt to rid himself of McHale, Binghamton found an old file claiming that the PT-73 was actually the PT-13, a Jinx boat that had lost 2 previous crews. "If the men think the boat is haunted," Binghamton told Carpenter, "they'll all put in for transfers. I'll be free." He painted a 13 over the 73 and left secret files lying around for crew to find. The crew was terrified. "We're living on borrowed time." Tinker wailed. "The first crew drowned. The second exploded." "Knock it off," McHale ordered, but he knew Binghamton was behind it. "If he wants ghosts, we'll give him ghosts." That night, the crew rigged the 73 boat with wires and speakers. They dressed in white sheets and covered themselves in phosphorus paint. Binghamton was sitting in his office, gloating over the transfer papers the crew had signed in terror, when the lights went out. "Who's there?" Binghamton whispered. "Whaley," a ghostly voice echoed. "McHale, is that you?" Suddenly, 3 glowing figures appeared at his window, floating in midair, actually hanging from a CB crane. "We are the ghosts of PT-13, the figures wailed. "We've come for your soul, Wally, unless you give us the transfers." "Take them," Binghamton screamed, throwing the papers out the window. "Just leave me alone." The next morning, McHale walked into the office, looking perfectly normal. "Morning, Captain. Something wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost." "I know. Nothing. Just give me back my 73-foot numbers." Chapter 8, The New Caledonia Payroll. The grand finale of the Terratupa Chronicles took place in New Caledonia. Binghamton had been forced to use a 73 boat to pick up a $62,000 payroll. "If they steal this," Binghamton told Carpenter as they secretly followed in a plane, "they'll go to Leavenworth for life." But Parker actually managed to lose the money. He was hit over the head by a group of French thugs near a racetrack. "I saw a girl's ankle." Parker cried when he woke up. She had a birthmark, a little brown heart on her right ankle. The crew spent the next 6 hours checking the ankles of every woman in New Caledonia. It was an exhausting and frequently violent endeavor. "Not a birthmark in sight, Skip," Gruber reported, nursing a black eye from a very angry French grandmother. Suddenly, McHale spotted the thugs. They were heading for a boat with a payroll bag. "There they go. After 'em." A high-speed chase through the streets of Numia ensued. The thugs ducked into an old fort and stashed the money in an ancient, decorative cannon. Binghamton and the MPs arrived just as McHale caught the thugs. "Where's the money, McHale?" Binghamton demanded. "Produce it or you're finished. Cap it. Finito." "It's in the cannon, sir," Parker shouted. "The cannon? Liar. There's nothing in there." Just then a Nip Zero, a stray from a carrier group, roared overhead, strafing the fort. "Take cover," McHale yelled. Parker, in a moment of pure, unadulterated panic, grabbed a torch and lit the fuse of the ancient cannon. Boom! The cannon roared. It didn't fire a ball. It fired $62,000 in small, unmarked bills. A literal rain of money descended upon the fort. Hundreds, 50s, and 20s fluttered to the air like green snow. Binghamton stood in the middle of the courtyard, his mouth open, as a $100 bill stuck to his forehead. "Manna from heaven," Gruber shouted, catching bills in his hat. "It's the payroll," McHale laughed. See, Captain? I told you it was in there. Binghamton began to count. 1, 2, 3, 94. Oh, shut up, McHale. Epilogue: The Eternal War. As the 73 boat sailed back toward Teratupa, the crew sat on the deck, drinking medicinal juice and enjoying the sunset. You know, Skip, Parker said, leaning back, being a hero is exhausting. I think I'd like to just be a plain old ensign for a while. Don't worry, Chuck, McHale smiled. I'm sure